I really want Yasuo. That's what I really... Oh, this would be fun as well.
Twisted Fate. I think Away was what I was thinking was likely to come out, just try to zone away, try to add some additional range damage to the Lucian, but it's going to be Taliyah. And Taliyah Nautilus can be very powerful, obviously, in terms of what you could do if you're able to get a hook and then you get a flip back onto the Senna. She's dead. Same to be true of the Rumble.
Kick, Q thing in top lane. Oh, I just can't get over it. I never will. Let's jump onto the Rift for game one.
So, you know, I don't expect that he will. But keep an eye on that, because if Doran does outplay him or if Peanut puts that attention there, could be a big problem. He is, of course, starting Raptors right now, as you guys can see on the minimap, so won't be going there for it.
Ooh, Zeka in position, only level 5 as the hook is going to connect. Chovy is going to arrive as well, though. Emperor's Divide, and Zeka has to go all the way down the carpet. He might need to get out of here, though, utilizing the flash that he doesn't have, Atlas, and that is going to equal.
I did feel a little bit worried for him standing that far up for a moment, but once the light rejoins with that mandate, there's a lot of power here, but unfortunately, he's just not here in time for this objective. Zeka has ult, but they're just too slow to actually contest this dragon, so it's just going to be the Senna composition getting 2 dragons for free. Keen is here, doesn't have teleport, still shows up to the objective fight, and yes, a plate goes down topside, and Doran's able to shove that wave, and he'll lose some farm. This is a disaster for Doran, potentially, by the way.
Yeah, he's going to have to walk down the red carpet, and he's going to get down the entire way. Some decent knockups coming in here as it's a teleport from Zeka to bring him towards this top lane, and Delight is there. He's going to meet them with the wave. There's the double knockup. The shove is good onto Canyon, as Keen will survive, and Canyon is not going to be so lucky, and that's Viper picking up the first kill for Hammerlife Esports.
Somewhat good for them. Let's see if they can get the punish here on this play from Paze and Lens. Again, so much CC here.
This would be massive. Well, Paze is going to have to try and get to Lehens as best he can. There he goes. Abyssal Dive going to come on through, and Lehens just spits him out. No worries.
Some of that additional safety, just wants to do big damage here, and with the lead that they already have, I think it's totally warranted.
Oh man, I was looking forward to Riftmaker, but I guess it's probably going to be the Leandris. Now, Zeka, just going to get flashed on here by Chovy. He's going to need a Conquering Sands to go a little further than that. As Peanut just staying close to this Drake. We'll see what Canyon can do here, utilizing his Sonic Wave Resonating Strikers. There's the Weave as well. Equalizer goes down. Not as much value as the first one, as Lehens dives in. Not going to get knocked up by Doran, though, so he's able to break those chains as Peanut's next to the Drake, but he's not going to be able to take it. It's Canyon that locks it down, but can they win the team fight? As now Canyon looks to get out with the safeguard, does so quite nicely. Keen also at 50%, and Hammerlife Esports, just not enough damage in this one. They finally land a hook, but it's onto Lehens. He's tanking for so long, eventually goes down, but so does Doran. And Genji now, they could kite away with the victory if they'd like to, and they'll do just that.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Genji lost 2 people in this fight, maybe even 3, they'd still walk away saying worth, because they're still up on gold, and they got Hextech Soul Point that Doran has faced. He had to kind of just walk straight in, as Chovy might be in trouble.
Yeah, does just sidestep here. Zeka is almost just dead. Emperor's Divide is going to push Peanut towards him, but Doran's here as well. Devour comes down as Lehens is just doing battle. A fantastic equalizer yet again, but it's not able to lock down the kills just yet, and Doran is still fighting. Not for much longer as 2 go down, and Paze is flashing after Viper, who does relentlessly escape that one, and Peanut not going to be so lucky. So 2 kills for Chovy, and basically everybody else picking up 1 in that fight, as Genji will also take down the last remaining outer turret and possibly just a Baron. As Viper trying to get that damage into and another fantastic equalizer comes down as Canyon doesn't even need to fish for a kick. He's still looking for one, but it does not matter. Zeka is still going to die, and Viper throws a culling once again into Lehens, who's just very happy to tank it up. Hex Gates now being taken. Delight is not going to be able to do so, so he's going to give his old teammates a bit of a thumbs up, and Paze is going to say, hello, remember when I was your teammate? And then Peanut is going to go down. I have a feeling this one's all over, and Canyon is going to see whether he can kill Viper in the meantime. It's a tough one, because there are these wolves in the way. Viper's going to walk it out.
Stupid wolves. Kill this guy. Oh wait, my Nexus is dying.
All he has to do is stop the backs wolf, I guess. That's the story. Is Doran just kind of evaporates, and Canyon once again is trolled by Viper. Maybe this is just the mental damage to be done towards the end. Can he actually win? No, he can't. Because Canyon flashes on top of him. You can see the frustration and the satisfaction as that kill does come through right before the Nexus goes down, and Genji feels like they came back a little bit.
It needs to stop, because that damage number that Viper has, 19,000, means nothing if you can't secure eliminations with it. If you can't actually kill, if you can't actually threaten in the mid-game and get map control for your Aatrox to do anything, it means nothing.
Really like it here from Chovy.
I am not a big fan of the Sejuani here, especially with whatever pick you get here. It has to be blind. It's going to be the Aatrox, right? Because we're going down the tier list. It's not going to be old school Sejuani Jax. We're not pulling out any Camille's here. And they'll just
be
play,
a Jax, though.
It will be a Jax for Keen.
Might be one of those. I think it's a little bit more honest this time around, but I'm very keen to see what Chovy can do on the way. We saw a fantastic performance from Bulldog yesterday on the champion. Let's hop onto the rift for game number 2.
I think a lot of the time we've had Jax picked in a draft where he's just kind of in isolation, like, he's a side lane threat, but that hasn't really been what this season has been about. Or, okay, like, he's our engage. Or help break through Keen, for example, if he's trying to frontline some of these fights. Cannon's here.
Yeah, and Flash already from Zeka. They are even going to get a bit of added damage, as he will now be a lot more susceptible. It still makes my brain hurt a little bit, like saying that Peanut is here to gank Pays.
Yeah, it is weird.
This is, of course, the first matchup of the season as Canyon looking for a dive. And Doran is just going to be chopped up. It's a decent amount of CC, but there's a leap strike, and Keen's going to pick it up. Great tanking done there by Canyon as well, as now he's going to go back.
And this is the easy cross map you make when the Lucian crash happens, because you know, okay, if Peanut is not here, I have nothing to fear. If he's here...
Yeah, and okay, we got Zeka getting a flash out of Chovy here. That's nicely done, but the ulti is flying through. We'll do a little bit here, but also
wave
clears
clear
out the wave. Exactly, that's what Chovy was really looking for, trying to avoid these angry jaws. But now Canyon, speaking of being angry, he's going to look for a little bit of a snare on Delight. A little bit disjointed, but still, Genji going to look great as the Gravitum snares up all of them. And now Canyon's looking for another crash down. Doesn't quite get it, but does get the double stun, as now they're making their way out. This is a real tug of war here in this battle.
Otherwise, you don't get anything, and Chovy's going to stop this back.
Yeah, he is. Walks up, and that is... You might look at that and say, oh, but that's not a kill. And it might also be a kill.
It's worse than a kill, basically, but now it is also going to be a kill.
And now it's almost guaranteed. Peanut's going to turn up, but it is a 2 versus 3. Thankfully, the turret is available. Chovy now looking for the opportunity as Doran's just going to be taken down, and Peanut just has to watch. Keen does have to flash in the end. Just don't think it's going to be enough to save him, as Doran might be able to walk towards mid lane and try and get something, as that one is crashing into the turret on the side of Life Esports. But this Aatrox is basically a paperweight. Yeah. Unfortunately, still has to be here, right? Doesn't want to give away this Drake for free. Just sort of wandering around on patrol. And Lehens maybe caught out of position here just a little bit. Does have to flash. Ignited there by Viper as well.
The best I could do is maybe kill Lehens if he messes up.
Well, maybe he can kill Pays as well, although there's the flash forward from Canyon. They're going to try and turn this one as best they can. Viper down to 50%. It's a decent tidal wave. The bubble's good as well, as the double teleports are coming in. Magnetstorm, though, in response immediately, and everyone is flashing away. Keen decides to go 1v3. Not sure about that one, but somehow it's a kill onto Chovy towards the north of the fight. Zeka coming in. He will get stunned up, but he's looking for that kill onto Lehens, and he will get it. His Azir is 3-0 for a reason, and there's another bubble. Canyon, can he be the next one? There it is, double kill for Zeka. And Life Esports well and truly on the board, and Peanut able to walk it off.
Bounty he picked up as well. He is very big as...
Oh, yeah, Viper taking a lot of damage as Pays pressing Q running at him.
That was a little bit scary there for just a moment, as Canyon is also here. Then the Herald itself would have provided necessarily, and Doran still just a paperweight so far.
Well, Keen is going to be able to leap his way out. Does have to invest a control ward, so that is a decent amount of money.
Chovy is going to push top while this is happening. Keen can buy so much time.
He's also running the wrong direction, so he's almost definitely dead. But is this going... No, it's not. He is very much dead. Wasting time, doing the best he can, and he's dead. There we go. So 600 gold goes over to the Aatrox, now officially a champion once again. And he's just biding his time, really wanting to just get the straight up dive. Does have flash available as Chovy misses a few buttons, and Peanut, he doesn't. Emperor's Divide's going to throw him into the wall, and both dives are going to be successful. And now in the mid lane, it's an honest 2v2, as Lehens takes a full culling to the face, and he is going to back away.
There's a ward right there in the pixel bush right above them that Keen can teleport to, and Genji will have to contest. There's the TP.
But also they're going to have to contest with Canyon as well, who does have the smite. So they go for the turn. Tidal wave. Bubble is good. On to Keen to deny that flank, and now the Sand Soldier's doing some work. Canyon takes a full culling, but he's pretty tanky, and Peanut is just taking full damage here from Chovy, throwing abilities left, right, and center.
pull up the damage graphs. I want to see him. You know, how much did Chovy do in that fight?
And he's still looking for more. Speeding himself up, finds yet another delay. And it is going to be a 5 versus 4, at least for the next few moments. Vision being gained. They cannot let Canyon get in here, and he is going to be pushed away. Bubble is fantastic, but he's still going to make it in and take away the Baron. Doran trying to get some work done now, but you can see it's not going to happen as now Keen finally makes it to the fight. Oh, it was so incredibly close. You knew the idea, you knew the theory, but in the end, Rel is just Rel. Oh God, now they've set themselves up a Sun Disc. But Gen G, they're just going to try and find what they can. Look at the long-range artillery of Pace, and also look at the dead Pace as he goes a little bit too far forward.
It was very cute that he was able to go in there and get that kill, but it will cost him his life. But they get the Baron, which is the bigger story here. Coming down here, bottom side.
Oh dear, well, Peanut is going to find Chovy, but Zeka is still all alone. And Zeka versus Keen is a tough one. Still, he actually finds a good position. Oh, well, it turns into a bad position afterwards. As there's the fear, and there is the ultimate. Really nicely done there from Gen G, as Peanut also in a whole host of trouble. Will get sped up momentarily by Delight, but Pei's still just going to be able to boost forward with his Ghost and collects himself the Sejuani.
Yeah, I don't know if they can hold on to this. They're going to try to look for a pick, but I mean, they've already lost control.
I think going for a fight and actually trying to make this one a little bit more honest without the Dragon distracting them would be a good idea still. They're going to look for it as now Canyon moves in. He's moving extraordinarily fast. There's a decent ulti from Peanut as they do also get the tidal wave over the top. And now Keen has found the backline. Canyon has found himself the Drake. And yeah, Doran's just in the bouncy castle. Zeka once again going to get the same treatment as a few minutes ago. And Gen G, they're just taking everything now. Oh. Doesn't matter about too much more as the Spiraling Despair is named absolutely adequately. And Delight will go down. Viper now tries to clear out a wave, but these inhibitors, the last things really standing between Gen G and a 2-0 to get themselves back on the horse here in week 4.
Man, Zeka, his ult is one last Hail Mary ult, only hits the Jax, and Viper will the last to die here as the Nexus falls. Peanut looks at his former team as he is not winning this Saturday showdown. His team is 2-0'd. A big bounce back for Gen G after the loss to KT earlier this week. They will maintain their spot in second place. Of course.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Ji-sun for the POG Interview translation after the Saturday showdown between Gen G and Hana Life Esports. Today we are here joined by Canyon and Chovy, the POGs on the side of Gen G Esports. Congratulations on the win, guys. Thank you very much. After this win, Gen G is now back on the first place. How do you feel about the win? Yeah, you know, Hana Life has a lot of familiar faces, so I really wanted to get the win, and I'm so happy that I made it happen. Indeed, this was a clash between the former Gen G players and Canyon. How was the match today? Especially you were able to overcome your 10-match losing streak up against Peanut. It's been about more than 900 days. How do you feel? I was not aware of that, you know. I didn't expect that it was going to be that long, but I will make sure to get more wins against him in the future as well. Chovy, you know, your Azir was popping off in game number 1. You were making a lot of plays and also just getting ahead from the get-go. Well, a lot of people were actually concerned about, you know, Azir not having a great time in the LCK, but this week he's doing better. What's your thought about Azir right now? I think Azir still is a very good pick. I think he's a meta pick these days, and it all comes down to your proficiency on the pick. I have another question about the composition as well. Canyon. So, in the first game, the opponents picked Senna and then rotated Nautilus to the jungle role. What were your thoughts about this rotation? I was pretty sure that they were going to play jungle Nautilus. I had a lot of options in the second phase of the pick and ban as well, so I was pretty feeling comfortable. And Chovy, with that, Gen G was able to get ahead so much early on up against Nautilus Talia comp. It was a 24-minute game. What was the turning point in that game? As long as Azir can get through lane early, there's no threats to him. And also there was one fight where we were just team fighting around the Void Grubs about 6 minutes into the game, and I was able to force flash out of Talia, and that was about, the moment the game was pretty much over. How were you able to go in for that play? Were you confident? Because we were able to, group up faster. We had the edge for that team fight, and then we saw that they were still grouping up for to take the grubs. So I was like, this is my moment to punish their play. And Chovi, with this POG, you are now tied for the first place with Faker for the POG leader. Yeah, it feels great, but there are a lot of, players contending for the first place spot right now. I will make sure to keep grinding until I have the sole position of the POG first place. And then game 2, you played Hui into Azir. So far, Bulldog was the only player that played Hui on the mid lane, and today you joined Bulldog. Tell us about the Hui mid pick. Well, it was not about Hui being a really good pick on the mid lane. It was more about not having a lot of options to play on the mid lane because of so many bans targeted to that role. So I ended up just playing Hui. And Kenyan, we were able to see Jax as the last pick of Gen G. We haven't seen a lot of Jax recently. Could you kind of tell us about the plans behind that pick and also the gameplay? So I was focusing on the top lane early on, and then Keen was able to create a very nice minion wave for me to go for a turret dive play. And Kenyan, your early game jungle pathing and also your late game smite fighting was so on point. Let's take a look at this replay where you were able to steal away the Baron from Peanut. I mean, Rel, she's really good at smite fights, It's really likely that Rel just wins probably most of the smite fights. And we were just saying Jax is really far away, so we just gotta go for the steal play. And then after that, we wanted to also focus on the follow-up team fights. Rel just doesn't lose smite fights, it's like 100%. So I was pretty confident about going in for that. Genji picked up the 7th win so far, and the last opponent for the first round robin will be DRX. What is your resolution for the match? First round robin is about to end. We are on a decent run so far, but I think we still have to keep up the good work. And we are not just gonna, let our guards down. We will keep working hard until the very end of the regular split. Yeah, I don't really care much about transitioning into the second round. I think it's just a big run as a whole. So we will just keep working hard until the end of the regular season. And this will be the end of the interview from Ken and Chovy, and back to the space. Thank you.